Dear viewers, retirement planning is a very complex process. It requires a very professional handling. There are people who have no retirement plans, and there are people who have got retirement plans and they handle it with a very casual approach. But what is required is a professional approach to retirement planning. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about all the things that you have to keep in mind when you are building your retirement corpus. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant Bhatt, investment consultant and a practicing financial planner.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
Over 90% of the people who retire do not have their golden years. They don't have a pleasurable retired life. Why this happens? It happens because of either you don't have a retirement plan or you have handled your retirement planning with a very casual approach. This is the precise reason. Retirement planning is a very complex process. Lot of things have to be kept in mind. During your retired life, there are a lot of uncertainties. You could be in 30s, 40s, 50s or about to retire, and you are going to live for 25, 30 years post your retirement days. A lot of things will change during your retirement phase. Your ability to attend to details will come down. You may become a victim of a disease or a memory loss. You may fade away from the scene, leaving behind your spouse who cannot handle finances. The interest rates may vary. They will go through the cycles. The government policies could change. You might move between two different countries. Lot of uncertainties are there during your retirement planning. It is impossible for anyone, be it yourself or for your financial planner, to attend to everything that might go wrong during your retirement days. Nevertheless, having a knowledge of what can go wrong will help you to design your strategies well ahead of time, and you will not be taken for a rude shock whenever such a thing happens. If that's the case, what are the things that you have to keep in mind when you design your retirement planning? I will talk about three things that you have to keep in mind. The first thing is the falling interest rate regime. There are a lot of people who plan the retirement planning only using the bank FDs or only using the fixed income instruments. Fixed income instruments are great instruments to help you during your retirement days. You must have a fixed income in your portfolio. I am not telling that you should not. I am not somebody who says you should use only the mutual fund. That's incorrect. For most people, fixed income instruments are something which you must have during your retirement days. No questions on that. But what's the problem? The problem is that the entire world, which includes India as well, is going through a falling interest rate regime. We have seen how it has panned out in the developed world, be it US, Canada, European region, Singapore, Australia, Japan, where interest rates are closer to zero. Now India, you have seen in the 1985 to 1995 period, that's where the period what I remember, my youthful years, we had an interest rate of 14-15%. But what happened subsequently? By the year 2006-07, the interest rates fell down to a level of 5.5%. From there onwards, the interest rates moved up to about 9-9.5% when the interest rates cycle changed. The interest rate cycle came down from 14-15%, bottomed out at about 5-5.5% rate, and one more interest rate cycle started, and that took up the interest rate cycle to a level of 9 to 9.5%. What happened subsequently? The 9-9.5% cycle, when it peaked, the downward cycle started, and this cycle now brought down the interest rates to level of less than 5%. So we are at the lowest level of interest rate cycle in this cycle, and the interest rate cycles will move up from here, no doubt about it. But what we are interested in is not what happens in 1 or 2 years or 3 years, what might happen in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years from now. When the countries are developing, it's obvious that the interest rates will fall down. The inflation will come down, interest rates will fall down. In my assumption, even India will go through the same phase. Probably it's not unfair to expect the new interest rate that will prevail in India 10 years from now will be in a range of 3 to 4%. Yes, you have to be prepared for an interest rate of 3 to 4% in India within next 10 years or maybe maximum 15 years. If you are in an age band of 40-45 years of age now, when you retire, be prepared to live in an environment of very low interest rates in India. If you do not take this into account and you still calculate that India will have an inflation of 6%, you will have an interest rate of 8%, you will be up for a rude shock. So take into account the falling interest rate and design your retirement planning, keeping in mind what kind of a rate of return you should get. Is it possible to lock in a good rate of interest for lifetime right now? These are the things you have to keep in mind when you design your retirement plan. Dear viewers, we are specialists in retirement planning. We have helped thousands of families spread across globe in designing the retirement plans. We have taken into account every aspect of what can go right, what can go wrong while building these retirement plans. Are you the one who is looking out to build your retirement plan? You can make best use of our services. How do you reach to us? Simple. Send a WhatsApp message on the number that is shown here on the screen, or fill in your details in the forms which is given here in the description box, and one of the financial planner working with us will help you to build a very good retirement plan for you as well. The second point that you have to keep it in mind is the taxation. When you retire, the taxes can eat a lot of the money that you have built as a retirement corpus. That's a perfect possibility. One of the things that I have noticed during my practicing career is people just don't understand the taxation or just don't take into account the taxation aspect at all. I'll tell you a simple example now. Now you keep all the money in the bank. Now, if you are an NRI, you are very happy that you have kept your bank FDs as NRI FDs and you have never bothered about paying taxes because NRI FD interest is tax free. What happens when you come back to India? When you come back to India, these NRI FDs have to be redesignated as resident FDs. Now, the moment it becomes resident FDs, the interest that you earn on these FDs become an income of a resident Indian from a bank interest, which becomes your income of the day. Every year, whether you consume this interest or not, you have to treat this as an income and you have to pay taxes. If you are a person who is in a very low tax bracket, or if you are in a nil tax bracket, you don't have to worry about taxation. But what is the story with an NRI? Most of the NRIs are high net worth individuals. At least the ones who are in good positions, they have settled in different countries, they belong to the high net worth individuals. So whatever you get from this interest, mark my words, you will be coming in the highest tax bracket, and 1/3 of your interest income will be taken out by the government in the form of taxes. That's not a situation to be very comfortable to be in, and you should think about it. I just told you a while before that the interest rates are going to fall down in India. Now imagine you are sitting with a huge bank FDs and they hardly earn 3 to 4%. And how do you like the situation of paying 1/3 of that interest as taxes to the government? That's not something which you feel very comfortable with. You have to take into account this particular factor, and while designing your retirement planning, you should make sure that how you can negate this taxation or completely take out this payment of taxes during your retirement phase, or at least you should be in a position to reduce your tax impact. The third aspect that you have to keep in mind is what happens to your fixed income when the inflation rises. Inflation need not be 6%. Inflation need not be even 4%. Even a 2% inflation during your retirement years can create havoc in your life. You need something to take care of the ill effects of the inflation. See, gone are the days where people will die within 5 to 10 years of their retirement. That phase is behind us now. Thanks to advancement in medical sciences, thanks to the affordability of the people. Today, people living up to 85 to 90 years of age is not happening by exception, but it is happening by design. And that has severe risks. The risk of living on a fixed income for a period of 25 to 30 years. Unless you take this into account and design plans in such a way that you have an income which rises with the inflation, then the chances are that you will not have a good retired life, rather it will have a constricted income or the constricted purchase power affecting your retired life. Dear viewers, I have drawn your attention to the three major things which might go wrong during your retirement phase. Are these the only things? No, there are countless things that need to be taken into account. What happens with your health? What happens with your properties? What happens with the life of your children? What might go wrong during your retirement phase? All these things have to be factored in when you design a retirement plan for yourself. Dear viewers, hope the episode that I have done today helped you to understand the problems that you might encounter during your retirement days. If it helped you to understand a bit of how you have to do your retirement planning, please give me a thumbs up. If you are a person who is watching this channel for the first time, or if you are yet to subscribe for this channel, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Don't forget to share this video with friends and relatives. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I shall be back with you with yet another topic in yet another video very soon.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.